With the acquisition of the Far West Equipment Dealer Association in 2023, AED agreed to take on an active role in the 7 states formerly served by FWEDA. AED hit the ground running. Since the acquisition, we have added a state government affairs manager. Since arriving, Jacob has arranged over 30 state legislative visits to AED member companies, allowing equipment dealers to interact with state office holders to educate them on their business and the effects of their votes in their respective state capitals. AED was proud to be part of the business coalition that reformed PAGA, the Private Attorney General Act in California. AED also joined in a lawsuit against the California Air Resource Board, better known as CARB, to push back on unfair and unrealistic electric vehicle requirements for fleet operators, sending a message that the association is serious about advocating for its members at the state level. If you're in a FWEDA state and are interested in hosting a member of the legislature at your facility, I encourage you to reach out to Jacob today.
AED places great emphasis on the need for elected officials to visit equipment dealer locations for tours to see firsthand how public policy impacts the industry. The legislative visit program built upon past successes and expanded to the state level. While participation in our congressional and parliamentary visit efforts remained strong, our state legislator visit program really took off with dozens of visits coordinated in the Far West states. AED had another very successful policy conference and advocacy day in Washington, D.C. Dozens of leading lawmakers addressed attendees, and AED members participated in nearly 100 House and Senate meetings advocating for AED's pro-growth policy agenda. The policy conference is critical for AED members to advocate for their companies and the industry. There's an old saying, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu, and coming to Washington, D.C. helps ensure we stay off the menu.
Parliament Hill Day in Ottawa is always an engaging and productive session, meeting with members of Parliament and the Canadian Senate, ensuring that they get our industry initiatives and agenda out in front so they understand what's going on and things they can do to promote the industry. So mark your calendars. We'll see you next year. Don't miss it.
AED continues to lead efforts opposing detrimental right to repair policies in Washington, D.C., Ottawa, and at the state and provincial levels. Make no mistake about it, these bills will completely dismantle the distribution model that has served the industry so well by mandating parts are sold at a fixed price, not to mention the safety, environmental, intellectual property, and liability issues when you allow unfettered access to embedded software and source code. Whether it's mobilizing our members to engage, educating policymakers about the real consequences of the legislation, and testifying before legislative committees, such as former Chairman Craig Drury of Vermeer Canada did before the Canadian Senate last fall, AED is actively opposing right to repair legislation and policies across North America. AED PAC is a vital part of the association's government affairs program. AED members contribute personal funds that AED PAC uses to help support lawmakers and candidates that support AED's policy agenda, and gives AED and its members access to make its case for legislative initiatives important to the industry. In 2024, AED PAC distributed more than $150,000 to various campaigns across the country on a bipartisan basis.
Your association operates a very active, efficient, and effective government affairs program. And what makes our program special is the efforts we make to build relationships between office holders and policymakers and you, the AED membership. You and your dealership, manufacturer, or service company play an important role, and I would encourage you to make plans for the 2025 Advocacy Day, which will be held in October. Contribute to the AED PAC or host a congressional or legislative visit at one of your facilities.